Why is it that most people's lives are controlled by small and petty circumstances? I am saddened as I watch people lose the good and the great things that are within their reach, that could be theirs with a little act of courage. The mediocre person, the average person, is the one I'm talking about here. This is the one who has so little self-esteem that they cannot trust their own thoughts and judgments, and who, in the final analysis, must rely on outside sources for their decisions. This is the person who is ruled by the mob, or who accepts all that they read as truth and finally becomes just like the mob. This is the person who has some degree of success only when they're caught upon the crest of a wave that was generated by one of the few exceptional self-directed individuals. This is the person who has a positive attitude for that moment they are in the presence of positive individuals, but when they're left alone, they fall to their negative needs. This is the person who sells their birthright and the commitment to their own thoughts for fear of what they think their neighbor might think. This is the person who stands tall as they are prompted by the actions of the mob, but is terrified of the silence of their own presence. This is the person who follows and fears to lead. This is the person who hides their deeds in a cloak of nobility, since dishonesty prevents them from dealing with truth and reality. This is the person who cries foul when life has passed them by. This is the person who's ruled by circumstances. Strong people create circumstances that serve their needs and their desires. If you're a person of circumstance, the cure for this disease is courage. Courage is the most beautiful of all human expressions. Courage, as I see it, is an act in the face of fear. We only need courage when we're afraid, which means we need courage most all of the time, because we're afraid of something almost all of the time. I've discovered that fear becomes a coward when faced with a small act of courage, and also the muscle of courage will grow stronger with the continued use. My advice to myself is, do the things which I fear and keep doing them until I'm no longer afraid. Then I'll become the master of my fate. I've studied the deeds of people both great and small. In this study, there may be many differences. All the differences that count have one single thing at their base: courage. Courage is that one ingredient that separates the strong from the weak, the successful from those who try, and the great from the average. All the things I desire in life have one common handle that is made for the hand of the person of courage. To be afraid is to be alive. To act against that fear is to be a person. I believe I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. I'm for that.